I do want to get your thoughts now on the top story in college football right now, and that is the sign stealing scandal that is surrounding Michigan. When you found out about all that's going on, especially in the Big Ten, and what is happening with that Wolverine squad, what was your reaction?
Well, listen, I don't care what classification football you play in, sign stealing happens. Like being from the South, from Mobile, sign stealing happens in park ball. I mean, there's betting going on in park ball where I'm from. So it happens in middle school, it happens in high school, it happens in college, and it happens in the pros. Like it's a part of the game. To where that nobody wants to talk about really, but you have guys like in college and high school that watch film, and whether it's TV copies, you're listening for a verbal signal from the defense or offense, or you're watching their sidelines from any camera angle that you can find from a TV copy, to where you're trying to pick up on anything that will give you an edge. So the fuss about the sign stealing really doesn't bother me one bit. Now, where you create a problem and where it starts to be a bigger problem is if they find out they were paying people to go film from the stands or whatever. I don't know how deep it gets right now. I mean, we're still trying to figure all that out. But from a sign stealing standpoint, it happens. And so all the nonsense about, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. Trust me, your team, your college, your professional team, everybody is doing it. It's a part of the game. It's a way to try to find an edge to win, to help you win, because these coaches and these players get paid, especially in college now, get paid off of wins. The more you win, the more you get paid, the longer you're there. You don't have to worry about job security. So it's a part of the game that's been going on for a long, long time.
I think it's really important that you brought that up, because as a college basketball player, we did the same as well. We knew there are different signs for different plays. That was something that our coaches were paying attention to on the game tape. So it's a great take there. Very interesting. But you're right. If they're paying people to go into the stands and film different sidelines, and that's completely outside of the coaches and what the team capabilities are and what they've been given week by week, I agree with you that that could be a little dicey, and I'm sure that that will continue to unfold. But there's been a couple of coaches, SEC coaches at that have endorsed the idea of doing helmet communications, which is something you're very familiar with, being in the NFL now. Is that something that you think college football should turn to?
100%. Listen, I think it would only help, especially the quarterbacks, when they get to the next level. And all of a sudden, you're hearing a play call, a long play call coming out of the headset. It's not very clear. So now you have to realize, like, you have to go back in your brain and try to remember, all right, on third down, in this situation, from 2 to 4, we had these certain calls. So I know this is probably what he's leaning to. So it helps you as a player, especially grow from learning the offense and remembering the offense. But yes, I don't understand why college hasn't gone to that. There's no negative to it. And listen, if the headsets go out, especially like if you're playing away and your headset goes out as an away team, well, then they call timeout. You say, hey, our headset went out. They go to the other side. All right, you can't use your headset. So then you go back to signals. But I don't understand why we haven't taken this next step with all the technology that we have in the game of football to lean more towards like the pros do with the headset, in the quarterback's helmet.
You would think from a quarterback standpoint that the transition from college to pros would be that much more seamless if this was already put into the equation. And that's just me guessing that you would agree with that, but that's what it's sounding like.
Yeah, 100%. It literally would not be that big of a jump. And going from hand signaling, I remember, because in college, like, you're always opposite. So your hand signals, they could be calling for train right, but you're looking at it and he's using his right arm, but it looks like train left. So now you have to flip everything in your head from a visual standpoint, and it makes it that much harder. But yes, the transition side of things would be way easier for guys that are going into the league if they had the headset during college.
Looks like Brian Kelly agrees with you. So does Nick Saban. Your